Hi, welcome to the video. In this video, I will talk about the installation of R and its IDE RStudio. So for the first question, it will be what is R and what kind of people need to use R. Basically, R is a cross-platform programming language which can work on Windows, Mac OS, and Linux platforms. I primarily use R for data analysis like preprocessing, visualization, and machine learning projects. However, R is capable of doing even more things. With an enormous archive of over 18,000 R packages. Some examples are using the RShiny package for developing interactive web application, using the actual R package for actual analysis and modeling, and generating APIs with the RPlumber package. I'm planning to do a series of videos about R and how to perform actual machine learning tasks under the R environment. For this very first video, I will walk through the installation of R and its all-time best companion, RStudio, the IDE specifically designed for R programming. However, RStudio now supports multiple languages other than R. Personally, I also enjoy writing Python scripts in RStudio as well. I will also give a brief introduction of the RStudio user interface to get you quickly on board of R programming. Finally, I will conclude the video by explaining the package management in RStudio and some helpful tips for using the IDE. In my next video, I plan to talk about some of the R basic principles like the data type, data structure, and data importation. Alright, so first thing first, if you want to install R, we need to first go to the website of CRANE, which stands for the Comprehensive R Archive Network. And if you do open the website, you will see this page. For macOS and Windows users, it will be a pretty simple task. Just click one of those links and it will direct you to the download page of the installer. For Windows, it will be an executable file, and for Mac OS, it will be a PKG file. There's just one thing you need to keep in mind if you are using Mac OS, because Apple switched to the Apple Silicon platform a few years ago. If you are using a ARM processor Mac, use this ARM64 link. And if you are still using the old Intel platform Mac, you use this link, okay? You can also install R for Linux platforms, for example, like Debian, Fedora, Red Hat, and Ubuntu. You can do that by using command lines, just follow the instructions in this box. On the left side, you can see the option for BIOS. If you are experiencing network issues, you're having difficulty to download the R installer, you can try to switch your mirror to a closer location to your geographic location, which might help you to solve the network issue. And after you have the installer, it will be a pretty simple task. Just click next and you're good to go. After we install the R, we can now install RStudio, the IDE. Just search RStudio. It will lead you to the official website of POSIT. There are two versions, so that's the desktop and server versions. Both are free. For me, I use desktop version for my Windows and Mac PCs. I also host a server client in one of my cloud servers. Click the download button and you will see the download link for the installers for Windows, the executable file for Mac, the disk image DMG file, and also you can find installers for Linux platforms like Ubuntu, Fedora, and others. One thing is that RStudio still only supports the Intel Mac, so if you are using Apple Silicon, it will actually run on Rosetta. But from my observation, it will not really impact the performance much, so it shouldn't really be a problem for the Apple Silicon Mac users. After you successfully installed R and RStudio, it will actually automatically solve for the environment and the file directories. So if you open RStudio, you should see the information for your R version and the disclaimers. Actually, if you open it for the first time, the background color should be bright white, not like this. But I find the bright white color can make my eyes to be really uncomfortable after a long time of use, so I change it to this color. You can actually customize it very easily by going to the tools, global options, and here appearance. You can change the font size. For me, I use a pretty big screen, so I use 16. And you can change the theme. Here is a preview on the right. There are actually quite a few options. I find the vibrant ink to be pretty neat. I always use this theme. You can also manage the package installation repository here under packages. So if you are experiencing network issues, you can always change it to a BIRA. So just find one which is closer to your geographic location, which might be helpful in solving the network problem. So the IDE's user interface can be divided into 4 sections. If you create a new R script, you will have 4 sections here. And for the first section, on the upper left side, you will have the actual script. You can write codes and edit the codes and run the codes here. So for example, I can define R to equals to 2, and you can run this line by clicking run button, or you can use Control or Alt plus Enter for the shortcut. So you can run the code. And on the lower left part, it will be the console and terminal. So you can see your code run in console, or you can actually run codes here if you like. We can define x to be 1 and enter, so it will run this line, and you can also view the result x equals 1. So this is a console, and you also have the terminal. So basically you can use this as a Windows terminal. You can run the terminal command lines here, like list the folders. You can also create a new folder by this line, new folder, and you can see the new folder was created successfully. So for people who are experienced with using the command lines, it can come really handy here by using the terminal option. And the third part, on the upper right side, you have the environment option, where you can view the loaded datasets, variables, values, and etc. like x and y. Those are 2 variables we just defined. You have the history option. You can see the code just got run in R, and you can check the existing connections. There are 2 connection options, ODBC for database access, and Spark for connection to the Spark servers. Also, you have this very interesting tutorial option. So RStudio offers tutorial by the Learn R package. If you install Learn R here, you can access a series of tutorials provided by RStudio, which can be really helpful for beginners. And finally, you have this section, uh, this lower right section. So files will be working like a mini file browser. Um, you can check the folders. You can create new folders. Um, you can delete files. Um, so right, files. And for plots, you can see the plots for code generated images and packages. You can do package management very easily. Under the packages option, you can install a new package like this. I can install tidyverse, right? It will just begin the process automatically. And if you want to load a specific package, just check this box. If you want to unload it, just uncheck it. The whole process will be automatic. You can also update all the existing packages, or you can remove a certain package by clicking this cross sign. For the help option, you can basically access the function documentations in help. For example, if we want to check read.csv function, it, it will show us the information, how to use the function, and what are those parameters are used for. It can be really useful if you are trying to learn a new function or functions in a new package. You can always customize the 4 sections by going to Tools, Global Options, and here Pane Layout. Okay, each section can be customized by your preference. So basically, this is a very brief introduction for installation of R and its IDE, and how to do some quick setup for RStudio if you are using it for the first time. And for my next video, I will go into the introduction of basic R principles, and we will actually do some more codings by introducing the R data type, data structure, and data importation.